Scatter and bubble charts are a great way to display a lot of related data in one chart. For this video, I'll use a bubble chart to look at Olympic sports and see three things at once: the number of countries that have won medals in that sport, the number of events that make up that sport, and the number of medals that have been awarded for that sport. In PowerView, I select Medal Count. Okay, I see there are 32,670 medals total. Add distinct NOC country region code. Those 32,000 plus medals have been won by 139 different countries. Now add sport. Much more interesting. My table now breaks out the data by each Olympic sport. To look at this same data in chart format, select Scatter from the Other Chart dropdown. Bubble chart is a type of scatter chart. Because this is a bubble chart, I can add a third attribute. Drag Event Distinct to the size field. The size of the bubbles is determined by distinct count of event. Hover over the aquatics bubble. PowerView displays the three sports attributes: the number of countries that have won aquatic medals, 54, the number of events that make up aquatics, 36, and the number of medals awarded for aquatics since 1900, 3,817. Sometimes you'll have more than one visualization on a sheet and it will be hard to see the details. You can pop out the chart by hovering in the upper right corner and clicking the pop out icon. Now the chart appears to take up the full view, but only temporarily. The rest of the report is still the same underneath, and if you were to click the pop out icon again, the chart would return to its spot in the report. It would be interesting to see if there are any sports that are consistently won by the same few teams. To see this, I'll filter distinct NOC country region code to find sports with 10 or fewer winners. Open the Filters pane. Select Chart to filter just the bubble chart. Expand distinct NOC country region code and drag the slider to 10. What I see is an interesting combination of discontinued sports like croquet, newly added sports like triathlon, and sports with lots of medals awarded but only one event, like baseball. When I hover over triathlon, I learn that the sport of triathlon contains only one event. In the history of this sport at the Olympics, 18 medals have been awarded, and those medals have been spread out among 9 different teams. Badminton is a different story. The sport of badminton contains 2 events. In the history of the sport at the Olympics, 120 medals have been awarded, but the winners of those 120 medals come from a small set of teams, only 7. Triathlon has 1 event, badminton has 2. Which sports have the most events? Do any, for example, have more than 40? Clear the NOC filter and add a filter for distinct count of event. Click Apply Filter. Yes, a bunch of sports have more than 40 events. Athletics has 55 and boxing has 45. Now to the really fun part. Clear all filters and close the Filters pane. Let's look at the data over time. Drag year into the play axis. When I click the play button, I can see my bubbles travel, grow, disappear, reappear, and shrink over time. I can pause at any point to study the data in more detail. Here I click on the athletics bubble and PowerView shows me its path up to this point. And when I click play again, the athletics bubble remains highlighted and all the other bubbles are grayed out. To see the path of more than one bubble, use the Control key. Notice that the years display as watermarks in the upper right corner, and the bubbles move to the right as the years pass and the medal's quantity increases. Okay, one more tip. Right now PowerView is coloring my bubbles by sport name, and there are a lot of colors, maybe too many to be meaningful. Instead, I'll add season to the color field. This categorizes my bubbles, blue for summer and red for winter. Clicking summer or winter highlights the bubbles for that category. As it plays, I notice a pattern. Starting in 1994, my visualization looks like fireworks. That's when the Winter and Summer Olympics moved to every 2 years. Please visit office.com for more information.